could be fooled in thinking that this is Edison-styled, maybe a bamboo-based filament or modernized version with a tungsten filament light bulb. But it wouldn't do this, wouldn't it? Definitely it wouldn't. Looks are deceiving, but this is actually a smart bulb. It has been sent to me by OEEONE, I guess that's how you pronounce it. And at first I really thought like, wait a minute, this is just a traditional bulb with some LED filaments. There's nothing special about this, right? But once I looked closer, especially at the E27 screw, I noticed the tiniest PCB, and in fact this is a smart light bulb. It's ZigBee 3.0, and apart from toggling it and setting brightness, you can also change the color temperature. Awesome. This bulb has a glass dome, which is something of a rarity really, because majority of the smart bulbs, well, they just covered in plastic. Apart from being a fingerprint magnet, it gives me a weird vibe, because what you can do, usually with bulbs like that, you can just simply touch it. Something you wouldn't dare to do with the traditional filament-based glass bulbs. That would end up in horrible burns. But this, even cranked up to 100%, remains barely warm to the hand. It's brilliant. Now the filament inside is split into 4 different light strips, separated into 2 cold and 2 warm colors. Obviously you're gonna mix those to create a temperature range of your choice. OEEONE draws about 7 watts of power at maximum brightness and is capable of producing over 800 lumens, which is more or less standard for smart lights. So since this is ZigBee 3.0 based, let's connect it to a couple of ZigBee devices and see how it works. First, I'm going to use my trusty ZigBee kit from Tuya. You can check it out in this video if you want more details about it. Now, I've lost instructions for this, so I had to figure out how to pair this, and knowing from my previous experience, you just have to toggle it 7 times in order to get it into pairing mode. And after a moment, I was able to identify bulb as a filament one, which is a nice touch, in a Tuya app. Now the controls are very standard, so you have the controls over the temperature, toggles, and obviously brightness. Additional features like voice assistant for Amazon Echo devices and Google Home, it's app dependent. You're obviously gonna have schedules as well. So I've tried that with other ZigBee devices I've got. First up was EWLink and Son of ZigBee Bridge. Unfortunately, the bulb wouldn't work, and I kind of know why, because EWLink and Son of guys don't have bulbs like that, so they did not introduce the device type into the ecosystem, so that's one thing. Another one was Xiaomi Mi Home. I had some hopes for it. Unfortunately, after numerous tries, I was not able to pair it at all. And lastly, it was IKEA TradFi, and the hub was pretty useless, so if you want to know why not to use a hub from IKEA, there's a video there for you. But I was not able to link it to IKEA TradFi directly, not to the hub, but to my surprise, I was able to use the IKEA dimmers. So the IKEA dimmers can actually pair directly to this light bulb, and you'll be able to control it this way if that's what you fancy. But obviously it's me we're talking about, and it's obvious I'm going to connect it to Nodle and give it a go. At first, the bulb wouldn't pair with my CC2531, however, all I had to do is just to make sure I'm on the latest coordinator stack. So once I've updated the coordinator to this version, it paired without any problems. So let's take a look at Nodle right now. So there's the obvious state query when I can just simply send the empty payload to a light bulb. It's going to look like this, containing state, brightness, and color temperature. Also, there's a link quality for the range. And you do that by submitting a topic, which is an empty payload like this state, and you send it to get, and you get that from the same MQTT topic. Now the controls are split into 3 groups. You've got toggle, brightness, and color. So let's talk toggle. Toggles, you submit the state with the appropriate value, and this is state and then off, on, and toggle, and you have to submit that to this particular topic ending with set. This is the device name in the middle and just the default ZigBee topic. Now once you've got that mastered, we can move on to brightness, and it's in a very similar way where you just submit brightness from 1 to 255, and that's it. Just remember that it's submitted as a number, that's all it is, and you can control the brightness. Lastly, there is also a color temperature, and there is something I've discovered lately. In the past, when I was dealing with Novostella, I had to use the mirrored values, which range from 150 to 450 really for smart bulbs, and I've wrote this elaborate elaborate way to actually recalculate this. So if you go in here, check the function node, that basically changes the value in Kelvin to mirrored value and applies this. However, it's not really well documented, but you can actually submit values in percentage. So that's what I focused on doing in this particular flow. So if you take a look, I'm submitting the color temperature with color temperature percent, and then obviously the percent values from 1 to 100. And nothing stopping you from submitting several payloads. If you want to add the state and the brightness, you can include that in a single payload to control the light bulbs. It's literally that simple. I have to say I'm really happy with this light bulb. It looks fantastic as a mood light and it's bright enough to illuminate the entire room. Now at £18 it's not terribly expensive, and if you like what you see, in the description of this video obviously you're gonna find a link where you can get this light bulb from. Now obviously this is ZigBee 3.0, so it's going to work with all the ecosystems as well, so definitely it's going to work with Amazon Echo Plus, which comes with the ZigBee Hub and SmartThings. I'll continue to use it in my Node-RED systems, and you might see it from time to time in various lighting tutorials. So I do not have a posting schedule, and if you fancy the sound of those various tutorials, why don't you follow me on social media, because this is the best way to stay in touch. Obviously you know how, I should put this away, you know how YouTube works, and I don't have to explain you that. As for now guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye!